All right, I'm gonna hit record and we're live. So we're gonna start seated. Thanks again for coming today. I'm glad you guys had a good week with the weather and everything. I for sure enjoyed it too. So stay hydrated. We'll find seated. And do all the movements you need to get comfy. Some neck rolls or shoulder rolls. Or maybe a stretch. Let's reach the arms up overhead together and we'll interlace the fingers and turn the palms up to the ceiling. And a nice big stretch. Take some nice deep breaths and just stretch it out. And then let's just take a side bend. We'll bring it over to one side, either side. Take a few breaths. And then we'll take it on to the other. Back to center, over to the other side. Oh yeah. And we'll come back through center, and then you can roll the wrists, you can roll the arms, shoulders. Just freestyle, whatever feels good. And then we're gonna just place the hands anywhere onto your body, whether it be your lap, or if you want to bring hands to the belly or over the heart or one over the other, you can do whatever sounds good here. And I'll invite you to close your eyes when you're ready. And just side note, if you hear a funny sounding noise, I have this candle that I have lit. It has like a wooden wick to it, so it makes like little fire noises. So if you hear a weird noise, it's just my candle. Shouldn't be too loud for you. So we'll close the eyes. Take a few breaths and sink in. And sinking into this current moment. And you might notice different parts of the body start to relax one at a time. Individually. The shoulders will eventually start to draw down and back. The neck will be long, both the frontal and the back of your neck. And just settling in. The sits bones will start to ground, noticing the mat supporting your body and all parts of your body that are in contact with the mat. And as you breathe, invite the idea of observing, listening, finding awareness. Last, relax your facial muscles, your forehead, eyes, and mouth, even your ears. And together, shortly, we'll take a breathing exercise together, or pranayama. And this one, what we're going to do together is we're going to take a big breath in to your fullest capacity, and you're going to hold that breath once you fill it up. And then when we start to exhale together, we're going to break the exhale into 4 parts or 4 pauses. So as an example, you'll breathe in fully, hold it in, and then exhale 1/4 of the air and pause. Exhale 2/4, pause. Exhale another part, pause, and then exhale the rest of the air. And we'll repeat this together a few times. So when you're ready to, you can start on your own for this particular breath exercise. You'll inhale in a full breath, hold it in, exhale, dividing that exhale into 4 pauses or 4 parts. And you can take this at your own pace. You might slow it down over time. If you start to feel dizzy or anything like that, as you know, you can always stop, take a break and come back, or skip it and do this later on another day. Or you could even change the amount of parts if it's too many parts, but try 4 and see how it feels. Inhaling in fully, exhaling 4 pauses. And we'll take a couple of rounds on your own. We'll continue taking just a couple more rounds of this breath. And as you continue, just notice how you feel through each round. This breath, this particular type of breath is really good for reducing worry or anxiety, whether you're feeling anxious today or not. It's a good tool to use when you start to get those overwhelming feelings. Just a couple more. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. Once you've finished your last round, continue back to your natural breath. And we'll bring hands together in front of the heart and bow the head forward. And the mantra that I thought of when I woke up this morning is what I'm going to go with for this day. And it's just simple. It's just, I'm exactly where I need to be right now in this moment. I am exactly where I need to be in this very moment. I am exactly where I need to be in this exact moment. When you're ready, start to reawaken your eyes, opening them to look down at your fingernails or tips of your fingers. Then we'll bring our hands back to knees and head back to neutral. And then we're going to come onto our backs. So go ahead and lay down. All right, I think I should move this a little bit up. There we go. So go ahead and lay down. And right away, you're going to hug your right knee into your chest once you get there. I'm on my way over. So we'll hug the right knee in close, and if possible, straighten the left leg. If it's too tight, bend the left knee and place the left foot on the floor. Otherwise, go ahead and straighten it out. Hug the right knee in close towards the right armpit. Try to flex all 10 toes towards your shins or kneecaps. And just pull it in nice and close. And then any amount, once you've gotten that pulling inward going on, then you can relax the shoulders and take nice big breaths. If you feel like you need to move here, go ahead and take little half rotations or even full circles if you'd like with that right hip joint, or just keep it still. And we're just going to turn this into a brief twist. Since we have the right knee hugged in, we'll keep the left hand onto the kneecap. Right arm will reach out to the side and we'll twist the knee over to the left any amount. Whether you choose to keep both hips onto the mat or you can lift your right hip if you'd like to. Take a big breath in and out. And then we'll come back through center. We'll hug the left knee in to meet the right, so both knees come in. Squeeze it in. You can even lift the head to draw the chin towards the chest. And if you lifted the head, bring it back down. Straighten the right leg, and we'll keep the left knee inward. Right leg is long, or you can place it on the mat. And then same options as before if you want to make little movements or if you want to be still. And then try to relax the shoulders once you get into this, the right amount of resistance. Transition into your twist. Guiding the knee over to the right, left arm reaches out to open up and twist. Take another breath in and out. And we'll unwind back to center. Hug the right knee in to meet the left. And we'll squeeze it in tight. If you'd like, you can lift the head again and roll into a ball. Or if the neck is a little tight, you can just keep the head onto the mat and rock side to side or in little circles. Then we'll bring the hands behind the backs of the knees or backs of the thighs, and then we'll straighten and bend the knees a couple times, extending the legs up to the ceiling, just waking up the hamstrings. Then eventually bring your legs to straight or somewhat straight. And then we're going to flex and point the toes. I know my feet are cut out here, but we're going to flex and point. Good. And then we're going to make circles in any direction. And reverse the circles if you haven't already. Going and trading off in both directions. So you start to feel that warmth building up in the ankle joint. Very important joint to take care of, the feet and the ankles. Good. And then we're going to just take a brief happy baby while we're here. If you want to rock, you can, or just be still here. We're going to eventually get off our backs here, unfortunately, but we'll come back to our backs not too long from now. Just wanted to get the hips nice and warmed up, and the lower leg and the legs, not lower legs, but the legs nice and warmed up, as well as the hips. Awesome. Then we're going to make our way to seated. So if you'd like to do it this way, you can rock back and forth to get there, or you can come to one side and come up that way. Once you come up, we're just going to bring the feet to the mat and sit bones to the mat. We're going to reach forward and lengthen the back. And then from here, you can either stay here and you might lean back just a little bit to engage our core muscles or some of our core muscles. This might be enough. If you want to come to the second option, you can find your modified boat, which will look like this. If you're feeling really sassy today, you can maybe straighten the legs and come to full, and just maybe even go back and forth with it and challenge yourself. Squeeze the knees together and rest when you need to. We're going to take just about 5 breaths. Now that we've got it, try to breathe through it. Rest if you need to. Otherwise, take big breaths. Yeah, this one's hard. So take another 2-3 breaths here. We got this. Yeah, and that's enough of that. If you lift up the feet, we'll bring them down. We're going to come to a butterfly while we're here. Soles of the feet together, knees into a butterfly. We'll flutter the legs first. You can hold on to your ankles or feet there for support. And flutter your butterfly wings. And this is just waking up those hip flexors. So I don't know about you, but with school and everything, I've been sitting a whole lot more. So yeah, we got to wake up those hip flexors. Great, and then let's just take a quick little fold with the feet in butterfly. You can keep hands to the feet. You can walk the hands forward if you want to, and let the chin fall to the chest and get a nice stretch for the back of the neck. Start to roll yourself back up to seated or tall. We're going to bring the legs out wide into the shape of a V for wide-legged folds here shortly. You don't have to go super wide. Adjust the sits bones so they're nice and grounded onto the mat. And we're going to lengthen as you inhale, spread the toes, and then any amount fold forward. It might just be an inch or two, or you might come farther. Just find just the right amount so that we can hold it for a little bit here. I think we're going to take about 8 breaths here. And see where you can relax in the face. We're almost done with this one. This is one of those poses that are kind of annoying when you're in them, but then once you come out, you're glad that you did it. Let's take one more breath to make it count. And we'll walk the hands back towards your body if it's not already. And just to counter pose, we'll reach the hands behind you and just open up the heart to the sky. Great. We'll bring the hands behind the knees and use the arms to guide your legs back together. You can shake it out, roll it out. And then we're going to come on over to our hands and knees. Come this way. Take a couple cat-cows first, maybe 3 or 4 of those on your own. Next time you finish that last cat or cow, come back to neutral. Walk the hands forward an inch or 2. And then we're going to shift your heart forward so the shoulders align a little bit more with the fingertips. Squeeze your abs and squeeze the arms towards your rib cage and lower all the way down, chaturanga. Good. And then we're going to peel forward. Take any back bend, point the elbows up to the sky. You can come up even to up dog, or you can come to a cobra or sphinx if you want to come to the forearms. We'll come down to rest. We'll come up through table into child's pose. Take a breath here. Next breath, prepare to come up through all fours for downward dog, curling the toes under. And then exhale when you're ready, down dog, or Adho Mukha Shavasana. Pedal it out. We're gonna move. We're just gonna flow through our chaturanga back to down dog. So feel free to modify the chaturangas or skip them if you need to. So walk it out, take a breath in to prepare. Good. Breath out, come through tabletop or plank. Exhale, chaturanga, come all the way down. Inhale, any back bend. Then exhale, downward facing dog. You can come through hands and knees, or if you want to curl the toes under and come straight there. And we're just going to flow through that 3 more times. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, knees come down, shifting forward, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend. And exhale, downward dog. We'll take 2 more. Inhale, roll forward for hands and knees or plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, shift forward for plank or knees down, chaturanga. Inhale, peel the heart forward, draw the shoulders back, lengthen both front and back of the neck. And when you're ready, we're going to find downward dog. And we're going to step the right foot forward. So you can either step it right forward, or if you want, you can lift the right leg up to the sky first, and then step it forward. In between the hands, you can help it to get there. And then we're going to pivot the back heel, and we're going to prepare for warrior 1. So we're going to be facing forward. So prepare for warrior 1, pivot the back heel, and we'll come on up warrior 1. Gotta tell my cameraman, camera woman over here. There we go. That's good enough. So right foot is forward, and we find warrior 1. Relax the shoulders. We haven't come into this pose for a while, so move around a little bit, shift it up and down. Find strength through both legs, especially this back leg. A lot of times, especially if it's been a while and you don't have the muscle memory necessarily after a certain amount of time. I know it's been a long time for me, even for my own practice. So check within the back leg. This back knee should be engaged so that this quad is supporting. And reach the arms up if they're not already. And we're just going to move a little bit. We're going to inhale, reach it up, maybe reach back a little bit. Exhale, we're going to lead with the heart, bow forward and sweep the arms back behind you. And inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bow forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bow forward, fingertips reach back. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. And then we'll exhale, plant the hands onto the mat and step back into downward dog. Rest either in downward dog, or if it feels more restful, come down to child's pose. Take 3 breaths in either one. And coming back to down dog if you're not already there. we're going to introduce the left foot forward. So you can either walk it on forward, or you can step it up to the sky and step it forward. Whatever your style is today, you can call it your style. We'll bring the back heel down, check with alignment, and when you're ready, come on up. Same with this side. You might even start with hands on hips like what I'm doing. Good. We'll reach both arms up to the sky when you're ready. Nice. Oh, good. I can see some of you. Looks great. Awesome. I love seeing you guys practice with me, but no pressure too if you don't want to show me. But I love seeing it. You guys look great. Let's reach it up. Reach it either up and back or straight up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward, squeeze the shoulders. Keep both legs equal. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bow forward, reach it back. Nice and strong. Inhale, reach it up. See how graceful you can be. Exhale, bow forward, arms reach back. Imagine you're taking a photo shoot right now. Imagine how good it will look. Inhale, reach it up. One more time. And exhale, reach forward to frame your foot, hands to the mat, and step it on back. Downward dog. Good. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come to child's pose. So you can stay here longer if you'd like, or go straight there when you're ready. And just find your resting pose. And if it's not one of those two poses, even if you just want to lay onto your belly, that's fine too. Find your favorite resting pose and just repeat that mantra that we did in the beginning. And I'll remind you what it was. It was, I am exactly where I need to be in this current moment. If needed, you can sway the hips a little bit side to side. Take another breath in and out through the nose or mouth. And then we're going to come up to all fours or tabletop. For this part, you might want something under your knees. I'm going to grab something like that actually, because I also need that. I'm just going to use this pillow. And we're going to step your right foot forward again, but we're going to keep the back knee down. So however you need to get there, if you want to come up through downward dog, you can gracefully get there, or you can do what I'm doing and just kind of crawl your way into it. But we're going to step the right foot forward in between the hands. If you're having trouble touching the floor and you want to come up higher, you know what to do. If you have books or if you happen to have blocks, you can come up higher. So I'll give you guys a second to kind of set up for this one. If not, you can touch fingertips to the floor if it's not too much. But you know you're the right person to figure that out. If it's too much or not enough, adjust what's needed. Well, so what we're going to do, I think you've done this with me before, we're going to shift forward and back. Now, once you get there, shift forward and back, finding your stretch as you lunge forward into that left hip flexor and shifting back for the hamstrings. Every time you shift back, you could even flex the foot too if you wanted. That would kind of get more into the calf muscles. And just move with the breath. really wanted to open up our hips today. There we go.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
I'll go and take about 2 or 3 more of these. Breathing in and out as you go.
How are you? I'm okay, thanks.
Good. Next time you lunge back forward, meet with that front knee bent, and then we're going to just heel toe your foot to the outer edge of your mat so that both hands can come to the inside of your right foot. And we're just going to find a lizard stretch here. So you might stay here, you might come up higher, you could even come up to your thigh or come up to books. Some of you might need more, which means you might walk the hands forward a little bit, but find what's right for the hip flexor here. We'll take 4 more breaths. Good. And however you'd like to come out, we're going to come out back to hands and knees. You can just step it back, or you can lift the back knee to help so it's less intense there. You can even take a brief child's pose, downward dog. And we're going to prepare for the other side. So as you're ready, we're going to somehow bring the left foot forward, whether you come through down dog or if you want to help it from here. Framing your foot so both hands are on either side. Yeah, I'm not muted, am I? Good. I'm not sure if I muted myself. And we're going to just shift back and forth. Rocking it back and forth. Take a couple more rocks. And next time you lunge back forward, we're going to heel toe your foot out to the outer edge of your mat so that both hands can come either onto the floor inside of the foot, and come up to the thigh and come up here, or find books, or walk it forward and find your lizard lunge or lizard stretch. And pay attention to the breath. Last breath to finish off this side. And however you'd like to transition, we're going to step it back. And you can stretch it out with downward dog. You can rest in child's pose or take both, whatever feels good here. Good. And wherever you're coming from, we're going to come through hands and knees to come down to chaturanga, lowering all the way down. We're going to peel the heart forward, any back bends. And this time, if you'd like to try, you can play with bending the knees to find what's called king cobra. If you want to play with that, totally optional. And then we'll come down to rest. And one last time, we're going to come into child's pose. Take one more breath in and out through the nose. Then start to come up, and we're going to come back to our backs once again. So go ahead and flip over to your back. I think you can still see me good. Cool. Let's see, how much time do I have? All right. I'm good at time management today. We're going to come to our backs. We're going to bend both knees and place them on the mat. And we're going to take that outer hip stretch, or the seated pigeon. So you can really start with either side. I'm going to start with my right ankle crossed over my left knee. Stay here or hug it in and take a nice stretch here. We're going to take a few breaths here. As you breathe and as you kind of sit into this pose, after a couple breaths, you'll start to notice what areas of the body are tense. You can try to release any tension there and check in with a resistance, both resistance of pulling in and also that slight resistance of this right knee coming away from you. So that both pulling and pushing resistance for this one. And try to flex all 10 toes best you can. And we'll hold this one for a couple breaths. You might close your eyes or look up at somewhere in your house, maybe your ceiling. Right now, I'm looking up at some Halloween decorations that we haven't taken down yet. Maybe I'll show you after. I have on my fan, my roommate put it up. It's a bunch of spider webs and spiders. So I'm currently staring up at the ceiling at some giant spiders. So it's very relaxing. All right, take another breath in and out for this side. And we'll start to release the left foot back down onto the mat, uncross the legs, and just let the legs sprawl out, maybe straighten the legs or butterfly the legs, and just take a second to rest. And then we'll prepare for the other side. So right foot comes to the mat, left ankle crosses over the knee. And when you're ready, you can come into this side. Finding just the right amount of resistance. Try to spread your toes. Soak in this current moment that you're in right now. Just finding the gratitude for today. And one last breath in and out. And we'll place the right foot back down to the mat. Uncross the legs, and you can straighten or butterfly the legs here for a moment. And I'll invite you here to just choose what you'd like to do next. You can either take a twist. You might like a nice neutral twist here, or happy baby, or any other pose on your back here that you might want to add, or stretches. I'm going to add a twist, I think. So go ahead and customize here what you want, what's needed. You might just follow the intuition and just take that twist. Or if happy baby feels good for the low back, because I know a couple of you told me that your low back is your problem area. And finish off those last stretches or poses. Crawling back. And we're going to set up for Shavasana. Thank you, cat. Excuse me. There we go. So we'll set it for Shavasana when you're ready. So get comfy on your back, or if you prefer to sit, or if you want to lay on furniture. I've said this whole spiel before. You can just get comfortable. That's all that matters. I'm going to set us up for Shavasana with the body. And then I'd like to read you this poem while we're in Shavasana that I've read for you before. I read it, I believe, at some point during our last session, I believe. But it's such a good poem that I just really want to read it again for you all, if you don't mind. So we're going to close the eyes wherever you're at. Relaxing all the muscles around your eyes, your forehead, your facial muscles, your smiling muscles, your frowning muscles, your happy muscles. And that little space between your eyebrows. Your throat, jaw. Breathing into your chest, feeling that flow of that movement of your breath. Just noticing what parts, what muscles which bones are moving with each breath. As you relax the shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers, your legs, feet, and toes, feeling the breath move through your low belly, your diaphragm, your solar plexus, and introducing the idea to your mind and your body to let go. And as you are drifting into Shavasana, I'll read you this poem. This poem is called She Let Go by Sapphire Rose. Again, I've read this before, but it's such a good poem that I wanted to read it again. She let go. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons. Wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry, she just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her calendar. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and moon shone forevermore. And your next breath in, take a big breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, and exhaling out through the mouth. Start to wiggle fingers and toes, circle wrists and ankles, possibly turning your head yes and no. Rolling over to one side, resting your head onto your arms as a pillow, and just reminding yourself of one or a couple things you're grateful for. And when you're ready, start to press your way up to seated, hands together in front of the heart. And as you breathe, I ask you here silently, how does it feel to be you right now in this very moment? Thank you so much for making it here this week. It means a lot to me. Namaste.